The reason Netflix's Firefly Lane was cancelled after 2 and the chances of Season 3. Firefly Lane Season 2 spoilers follow. It's been a swift 2 seasons, many questionable wigs and out for folksy Netflix drama Firefly Lane. And as sad as that may be, it's always been the plan. Fans were reunited with lifelong BFFs Kate and Tully, played by TV royalty Sarah Chalke and Katherine Heigl, in Season 2 Part 1 in December of last year, in which we finally found out why their seemingly unbreakable friendship turned sour in the Season 1 finale. If, for some reason beyond our comprehension, you still haven't binged Season 2's first 9 episodes ahead of this month's Part 2 debut, we'll fill in the blanks. It turns out Tully had been looking after Kate's supposed-to-be grounded daughter Mara. Let her go to a frat party, and then got into a car crash after picking her up when she'd had a few too many glasses of wine. To be fair, and her intoxication aside, the crash wasn't actually Tully's fault. Though Kate's upset is completely understandable. And by upset we mean red-hot furious. Alas, Part 1 left us on yet another, even more devastating, cliffhanger, concluding with Kate turning up at Tully's apartment after learning that she'd been diagnosed with breast cancer, only to discover that Tully had just left for a work trip in Antarctica. The good news is you can now catch up with the remaining 7 episodes of Firefly Lane, which reveal what this diagnosis means for Kate and whether she and Tully will ever repair their friendship. However, if you're already here, scouting for the vain hope of a Season 3, that means you've already made it through and sorry keen beans, that's it from the dance partying duo. There won't be another season to obsess over. We know, take a minute to let the pain of that realization sink in. While it hurts, it's not all too shocking. Part 2 definitely had a wholesome, wrapped up kind of feel despite the bittersweetness of it all. There's no denying that more time in Tully and Kate's world could never be a bad thing, but there's actually a good reason behind this decision. Note: major Firefly Lane book spoilers follow. Because the series is based on Kristen Hanna's novel of the same name, Kate's terminal cancer diagnosis panned out on screen exactly as it did on page. When Tully learns of the news, she rushes back home to Kate's side and gives her old friend the support she needs before she passes away. We're not crying. You're crying. If that wasn't heartbreaking enough, we get a touching flash-forward scene of Mara on her wedding day and of Tully envisaging a conversation with her dead best friend over how proud they are of her. The final emotional kicker, however, was when Johnny handed a grieving Tully a box containing a few special mementos from Kate after her death, including her finished book, titled Firefly Lane. Now we're crying too. It's no secret Netflix has a bad habit of cancelling shows with multiple threads left hanging. Some of the latest casualties include First Kill, Worry and Un, The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself and Fate, The Winx Saga, just to name a few. However, showrunner Maggie Friedman simply wasn't prepared to risk that, so in order to ensure the story was told in its entirety, the decision to supersize Season 2 was made. Originally, Season 2 was just going to be 10 episodes, but I was talking to one of the Netflix executives who's been such a great champion of the show and said, "I know where the end of the story is," she told Glamour. "I know exactly what I want it to be. I just want to make sure that we get there and don't end on a cliffhanger and then something happens and we don't complete it. I wanted to make sure that I got to tell the full story." Double quote. Netflix VP of Drama Series Ginny Howe had in that Netflix wanted to honor Friedman's overall plan for the series. She wanted to tell the story in the 2 books. This felt like the most special and best way to deliver the series to the fans of the show while honoring Maggie's vision at the same time. Double quote. So there you have it. Friedman didn't want us to suffer at the hands of another Netflix cancellation, and for that we are eternally grateful. Even if it means we'll be sobbing into our pillows for weeks after. And who knows? If Hannah decides to write a 3rd book, which she hasn't ruled out, we might see a 3rd season in the future. The author was interviewed by No Apology Book Reviews in April 2021 and, when asked about her next book. She said, "I have been doing a lot of publicity and the pandemic has knocked me for a loop. I am just now thinking about some things. I had originally seen Firefly Lane as the start of a trilogy. So, I will never say never about writing a third book." Double quote. "We'll have our pumpkin spiced lattes at the ready." Firefly Lane is now available to watch on Netflix. You might also like Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally announced on Nintendo Switch. How to watch Amazon Prime on your TV, smartphone and tablet, and enjoy Good Omens online. Nintendo to release 2 new Switch consoles this year.